Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mid-Atlantic Mulling League's Chaos Cup. We're in week number 2. We have the second game of our doubleheader tonight, and it's going to be a very, very good game indeed. Tonight, we have the Dinnerbell Darlings versus As Bad As Raiders, Doug the Minotaur versus Electrics Band, Dwarves versus Undead. Let's take a look at these standings. Before we take a look at the two teams, you know what? At first, I'm going to fix this title. That's what I'm going to do. There we go, all better. All right, let's take a look at the standings. In Division A, currently in first place is Ajax's, the Fishy Fiends. They are 2-0-0. They're a Chaos Renegades team. They are followed very closely behind by BB Nuts' Bo-Leave Broncos. A Nurgle team, 1-1-0 is their record. And in third place after their win tonight, Malik's Lizard Wizard Gizfest. A Norse team, 1-1-0 is their record. In Division B, currently in first place is Spire's Philosopher's Song, a Lizardman team, 1-1-0 is their record. They are followed very, very closely behind by S Beaver's Wooden Men and Iron Trees, also 1-1-0. They're a Wood Elf team. They are in second place by just one touchdown, and in third place, Cobblestorm's Goner Gets, a Goblin team, 1-0-0 is their record. And we're in Division C for this game this evening. In first place is Clypheus's Odin. It's Nuffle, a Norse team, 2-0-0 is their record, with Doug the Minotaur up tonight in second place. The Dinnerbell Darlings make their return. They're a Dwarven team, 1-0-0 is their record, and Con Kills Entanglements, an Imperial Nobility team, in third place, 1-1-0 as well. First up, let's take a look at the home team this evening. The Dinnerbell Darlings coming in with a 10-player roster. Wyatt Burp will not be taken to the pitch this evening due to an injury. 980,000 gold in team value this Dwarven team has. They have two blitzers, a troll slayer, the runner himself, Kevin Bacon, back on the pitch, and a bunch of linemen, 1 oppo, 4 dedicated fans, 3 re-rolls. They're going to be up against this Undead team this evening, As Bad As Raiders. It's a full 11-man roster coming in at a TV of 990,000 gold. That's with the journeyman, that's 60,000 gold in petty cash coming back to this team this evening. They have 2 mummies, 2 ghoul runners, 2 blitzers, and a whole bunch of zombos. 2 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. They cannot have an apothecary due to being a team with regen. How are these two teams going to play tonight? We'll talk about the home team first, the Dwarven team. It's pretty simple. Dwarves like to stay grouped up. Look at this, right? We are in week 2 of this competition. Look at this roster. Black Wolf 82, welcome to the stream. Black Wolf says, well, shoot, as a Raiders fan, I have to root for As Bad As Raiders. Look at this. This is disgusting. Everybody's got block. The runner doesn't start with block, but of course Kevin Bacon leveled up to pick up the block skill. Everybody has block. Everybody has a thick skull. He has Frenzy on the Troll Slayer. All the linemen also have tackle, which can come into very good use in this matchup tonight against those ghouls. And of course he has Dauntless on Gravy Crockett, which could come into use with the mummy. If you're unfamiliar with the Dauntless skill says, hey, when you go to take a block on someone, why don't you roll a d6, add that to your strength. If you exceed their strength, you can treat your strength as equal to them. Those mummies have a strength of 5. That means Gravy Crockett needs a 3+ on Dauntless. And if he gets that, just 1 assist gets him the 2-die block on those very important mummies. This is a devastating team right from the jump. Very, very strong team. Very powerful. Their big weakness, as you can see, is they are so slow. Slow as molasses. Fastest player on this roster is Kevin Bacon, and that's an MA of 6. The linemen are all at MA of 4. They like to stay grouped up so they can get those assists, so they can get those 2-die blocks with the block skill. And that means that their cages are only as fast as the slowest man. So they just sort of trundle down the pitch. As an opposing coach, really all you need to do against this offense is stay in front of them. If you stay in front of them, they're so slow they've got to be moving a space or so a turn. If they're not going to be able to score. Stay in front of this team. Try not to give up the blocks unless, try not to give up the blocks at all. But otherwise, try to use your skills to your advantage against this team to try to knock them down. You knock down a dwarf, they're not going anywhere. It's 3 MA to stand up. They only have 4 on the lineman. That's 1 point of movement. You can lock them down very easily that way as well. But you do have to watch out for the Troll Slayer that has the Frenzy skill. He can pull people out of position. Also means those sidelines aren't necessarily safe, especially without protection on the ball carrier or whoever, really. Undead teams, also a great team right from the jump. These positionals, though, are absolutely fantastic. So they have the mummies. These are the big guys on the team. You can have 2 of them and no nega traits whatsoever, right? Strength of 5, they're very slow with MA of 3, but they have Mighty Blow. They will pick up guard and block at some point, and they'll be an absolute nightmare. With a strength of 5, we might see Electric's Man just try to keep these mummies teamed up, tag teaming, getting those 2 dice, 3 dice block. In fact, that's not out of the question. Very, very hard to remove dwarves, but so long as you're knocking them down, they're not really Nisimuchi. I hope I said that right. I'm very sorry if I didn't, but thank you very much for the follow. I very much appreciate it. Thank you, and welcome to the stream. But yeah, but even so, just having those mummies paired up, that means you have a very strong anchor on the team, right? This is something you can build a cage off of. This is something where you can start a pivot, right? To either to move to the left or the right, or you could just start controlling the pitch with these mummies, right? You've got these mummies in position. They're not going anywhere. You control all those tackle zones around those mummies, and now you can start building a screen or something off of that. The Ghoul Runners are your real ball carriers on this roster. MA of 7. They're a little fragile with AV of 8+. Otherwise, very solid piece. They're not the only ball carriers. Unlike the Necro team that we said, they only had the Ghoul and the Werewolf as viable ball carriers. These White Blitzers are also decent ball carriers as well. Oh, he's got Skelly Men. I didn't even realize he had Skelly Men. He has the 2 White Blitzers, so MA 6, decent stat line. They have the block skill, solid pieces as well. But the only pieces with block against a block-heavy team, it's going to be very, very difficult to go toe-to-toe with these Dwarven teams. Really, it's just about using your speed against them. If you can screen them out, push them aside, mark them for a turn, you're gone. With a Ghoul Runner, even with a White Blitzer, you're gone. You can bet Kevin Bacon's going to be in the secondary on defense to try to defend against that. But otherwise, leveraging your speed against dwarves, that's the way to come out on top of this. On defense, remember, the dwarves aren't going anywhere. Just stay in front of them. You'll be in good shape. So there's that 60K. I'm glad I did my math right. 60K in the inducement phase. We'll see what he picks up. Could pick up a number of things. Could pick up a keg for the ghouls. Could pick up a couple of assistant coaches. We'll see what Doug the Minotaur, or not Doug the Minotaur, Electric Man's decides here. Bad Dog demanding death. I did not see what was chosen. We'll find out in just a few moments. As Bad as Raiders wins the coin toss. We'll see if they choose to be on offense or defense. The White Dwarf himself on the pitch. He's not afraid of you. He's not afraid of you. They're going to choose to be on defense to start. So the Undead team on defense to start this game. Both mummies on the line currently. Once these mummies pick up guard, they will be pairing up every single game, right? That's an effective strength of 6 that you can't stop. Oh, it's a nightmare. With Mighty Blow, they pick up the block skill as well. They're awesome. They're really good. Watch out for the Troll Slayer. If Doug the Minotaur gets a cheeky blitz with the Troll Slayer, he thinks he can get a mummy knocked down. That's 3 MA. The mummy's knocked down. It costs 3 points to stand back up. That's it without blitzing. 4 on the line here. So these skeletons, I didn't even talk about them. Let's talk about these skeletons, right? So you have these zombies, right? Look at the stat line. 4, 3, 4, no passing, and 9. The Skellymen, I will say Skellymen forever. The skeletons, they trade a point of armor value for a point of movement. They also gain the passing skill, so they pass on a 6, or not skill, the passing attribute. They get a 6+ as opposed to no passing, but they do have fixed skull as well. Some people prefer this. They prefer the movement to get this player in a position, maybe for an assist, maybe for a foul. I like the zombies. Even with the new rule set, I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like the skeleton at all. I really don't. But we'll see if Electric Man can make good use of them or not. They do have a thick skull. That is very true. Zombies have a decent stat line. They're MA4, sure, but they're cheap. They're there to block and get blocked, and they have regen. The skeletons do as well, but I mean, 40k. That's a great piece. A kind sir says Skellyman is whack. Team Zombino. Yeah, I agree. Welcome to the stream, a kind sir. Welcome. 6 on the line here for the Dinnerbell Darlings. Doug Minotaur fielding the Dinnerbell Darlings. Not this literal team. You have to start the season with a fresh team, but fielding the Dinnerbell Darlings in a previous... Gravy Crockett, the Troll Slayer, nobody likes you. In a previous season, a great success. Turn 1 now for the Dinnerbell Darlings. SP Beaver says, mummies are my favorite piece. Yeah, they're great. They are great. I think undead teams are just plain great. One of the best. Old Gamer Mike says, I like one Skelly for leader. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. 2-die blitz to get things started in the right wide zone. Gets a pow on Daniel Carcasson. Butch Casserole on the block. No armor break. In the old version of the rule set, I thought the Death Roller was garbage. And I was like, why would you ever take a Death Roller? It's terrible. And then in the new version of the rule set, Richard Cranium fielded a Dwarf team with the new Death Roller. And I was like, ah yes, this new Death Roller is garbage for the opposite reason. It's very good. 43 seconds left in turn 1. Dinnerbell Darlings on offense to start this game. Ball kicked to the 16-yard line. Kevin Bacon will attempt to pick that ball up at the end of this turn. Oh, I have the hiccups. There it is. 3+ pickup. It works out. Because of course it does. It's Kevin Bacon. World-renowned actor turned Blood Bowl player. Here for his second season. Advances the ball up to the 10. Treats one space back. Did he treat one space back? He did not. Push on the left side of the defensive line. As bad as Raiders now up their first turn of the evening. Dwarves can be an exhausting team to play against, right? You take all the blocks and nothing's happening. they will not go away. But on defense, like we talked about in the pregame, if you stay in front of them, typically you'll be in good shape. Doug the Minotaur, a seasoned coach, a former league champion, definitely knows how to play this team. Also, is always very aware of when there's a weakness in the defensive formation. He's able to capitalize on it, open up a hole, and then funnel dwarves through. A little bit of pressure on the right wide zone here with Trey Stucker and Michael Myers. 2-die block on Fran, the number 2 lineman, gets a push here. It's by the right defensive end, Diablo. Here's the blitz with the left defensive end. 2-die blitz. That's not going to work out. Paul Funyon stays on his feet unless a reroll is spent. Here's the team reroll spent. Got the pal here. Looking for a 9+. Got the 9+. Well done. Certainly following up. Good injury there. And marks Kevin Bacon. Got the pal after the team reroll is spent. And there's the removal. We said they were hard to remove. I stand corrected. 1-man player advantage now for As Bad as Raiders. Iron Cynic, welcome to the stream. Iron Cynic says, rig draw. And now a foul on Gravy Crockett. Gets nothing out of it. Does not get called off the pitch. So you can assist your fouls as just like you can assist blocks. They basically reduce the effective armor value of the player you're fouling. So this is a 9+ against Gravy Crockett. It would have been a +1 for dig a hole, so that would have been 8. But then Queso Bill is here to bring it back up to a 9. Max could have assisted as well. Not that it would have mattered at that point. But Kevin Bacon here is negating Max. Two-die block over in the right, just outside the right wide zone. Gets a knockdown. Shoebox 92, welcome to the stream. Shoebox 92 says, one dwarf so far. So far, I stand corrected. Minute 13 left on the clock here in turn 2. There's Dauntless in effect against the Mummy. We talked about that in the pregame. Got the pal here with Gravy Crockett on the stand-up blitz. Looking for a 10+ to break armor. But otherwise, a great knockdown. You knock down a Mummy. All they can do is stand up without rushing. Again, with Dauntless, you roll a d6, you add your strength. So in this case, a strength of 3. You compare that to the opposing strength. If you exceed it, meaning a 3+ would grant a 6, then you can treat your strength as if it were the strength of the opposing piece. So he got the 3+. That meant his strength was 5 with the assist that gave him 6v5. That was a 2-die block. Got the knockdown. Well done. Kevin Bacon scurries on. I shouldn't say Kevin Bacon scurries. He triumphantly trots to the left wide zone, the opposing 4-yard line. Dinnerbell Darling setting up a screen to protect the ball carrier. Turn 2, back to As Bad as Raiders. Got a little aggressive in the wide zone here. Haven't done anything with those pieces. Ball's shifted out to the left. Defense just needs to stay in front. You can see the Dwarven team, the Dinnerbell Darlings, are trying to take the front, the quote-unquote, the front for themselves, right? Trying to move their screen in this direction to give them a lane to move. 2 players in the right wide zone are going to shift over to the left here. Trey Stucker and Michael Myers. Now Aiden Ono, the number 7 Skelly Man, is going to be on As Bad as Raiders' own 8-yard line in the left wide zone. Bate Hobbs moves over to the left as well. Nobody really in the secondary for this defense, and that's because they don't have to. This is not a passing team. They don't have to worry about the pass, I say, except we saw the Dinnerbell Darlings in season, was it season 3? I think it was season 3. We saw them do a full pitch touchdown, end zone to end zone. This block by Diablo is not going to work. Spends the final reroll to get the knockdown on Fran. Out of this. That's not the final reroll, is it? No, that's not the final reroll. Spends their second reroll. Another armor break here. That's another removal. Shoebox was correct. I apologize. Dwarves removed from the pitch. 2-man player advantage for this undead team. Could it be 3? Could it be 3? It could indeed. Holy moly, 3-man player advantage for as bad as Raiders. 1 die block on Gravy Crockett's gonna be a push. Put him in a body bag. SB Beaver says, are these dwarves borrowing the Dark Elves armor? Shoebox says, AV 10 plus is a crutch. It's for the week. Turn 3 for Dinnerbell Darlings. But oh, I gotta reset all my audio after the that was loud. After all the 24H2 update. Oh, Gamer Mike, thank you very much for the bits. Bad Dog, welcome to the stream if I haven't said so already. Oh, Gamer Mike cheering for this undead team. 3 removals in 2 turns. Kevin Bacon's not afraid, though. Kevin Bacon's not afraid. He's going to advance to the opposing 10-yard line. He is not afraid. So half the team set up columns. You see, set up columns in front of the defense. In front of the offense, I should say. So this secures this bit of the pitch here, prevents the blitz from being able to move through freely. But the problem is with the runner where he was and with the big gap here in the middle, these dwarves were able to just say, okay, we'll move on back to center pitch. Yeah, I do need to do that. You're absolutely right. I need to come up with something for everyone is what I need to do. .50-50 dodge with Gravy Crockett. He'll move over in the left wide zone. If that dodge failed, Doug the Bintaro most certainly would not have spent the reroll there. Turn 3 for as bad as Raiders. They're finding their entire team behind this offense at this point. Tried to get aggressive on the right side. Shifted to the left. And now the offense has been able to move forward and screen out the defense effectively. Let's see exactly what he's done here. Right? Problem now is the Dwarven team would need the cage to keep the ball protected, provided there were defenders in front of them. With defenders behind them, the ball carrier is now free to take off. When it's quote unquote safe, and they have an MA of 6. That's 2 more spaces. That's a big deal. Have we had any sweltering heat yet? I feel like we're due for some sweltering heat. Colton Thriller, the number 5 blitzer, in the safety position, currently the only player standing between Kevin Bacon and the end zone. Soy Rogers will be marked by Aiden Nono, the number 7 Skelly man. Mummy blitz, 2-die blitz on General Custer, got the POW. Can he get another removal here? Needs a 9+. Not this time. I tried to find something for Norse teams, and there was like this one band, I don't remember what they were called, but it was like too earnest. Like the music was just too serious. I was like, this doesn't work. Dude, I block on Queso Bill, gets a pow out of this. Follows up. Turn 4 for the Dinnerbell Darlings. That might have been it, though. I can't remember. The beautiful As Bad As Raiders cheerleaders. There they are, doing their thing. Praising Nurgle. Spire, welcome to the stream. Spire says, never show that again. Gravy Crockett on the blitz here. Two-die blitz. Gets the knockdown on Aiden No. Has to follow up due to frenzy. Opens up a lane for Kevin Bacon off to the left. Are you trying to tell me that you wouldn't date a Nurgle cheerleader? I mean, come on. Come on. Kevin Bacon, just a very solid offense so far by the Dinnerbell Darlings. Kevin Bacon just outside the end zone on the 24-yard line. Gets an armor break and a stun out of this. Back at the line of scrimmage. You know what? With all the antibiotics and tests they have today, you could date a Nurgle cheerleader. I mean, it's fine. Just put on a little ointment. yes it is. Turn 4 for As Bad As Raiders. Final turn of the third quarter coming up. Their goal at this point will be to try to force a score as quickly as possible. Baron Bucky, welcome to the stream. Kevin shaking bacon. Oh, I love that. I wanted to be announced that way when the game starts. Number 1, the runner, Kevin shaking bacon. I feel like you might be a shareholder in penicillin. What are you talking about? No. Just, buy some penicillin. Buy some penicillin. Buy some penicillin. You need penicillin. Buy some penicillin. Minute to go here in the first quarter. Trust me, I'm a doctor. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but trust me, I am a doctor. I mean, not a medical doctor. And in fact, not a doctor of any kind whatsoever. But I am, so trust me. Buy some penicillin. You're right, I don't play one on TV. 2-9 block. That'll be a both standing result against Gravy Crockett. Gravy Crockett, the Troll Slayer. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. 3+ dodge. Has the dodge skill on the ghoul here. And there's a mark on the ball carrier. Kevin Bacon. Oh, taking the blitz, got the foul! Oh, man! Dared to take down Kevin Bacon. Got the knockdown on the 1-die blitz. I swear, kids today, no respect. No respect. Second quarter begins. Dinnerbell Darlings had the ball in possession of Kevin Bacon. I imagine Shock Bowers is going to be in for a blitz. Oh, we said he needed to force the score. This is one way to do it for sure. Good blitz. Very good blitz there by Electrics Man. Whiskey for Shock Brewers. SP Beaver said, I would have pushed to the outside and hoped the ball bounced out. Yeah, and I think that's totally fair play. So Kevin Bacon was here. So push him here, he gets knocked down, the ball scatters on a 3 and 8. Or the ball gets thrown back in on a 3 and 8. Anywhere's better than here, really. Stand up blitz, gets a pal. Stand up blitz with Kevin Bacon. Gets the knockdown. We'll see if he tries to pick it up here on a 3+. Failed the pickup. Ooh, Kevin. Kevin, this is not the time to choke. So despite it being caught by Soy Rogers, that's a failed pickup. That's a turnover. Turn 5 back to as bad as Raiders. SV Beaver says, you can never go wrong when you put the ball in Nuffle's hands. Praise Nuffle. Minute 18 left on the clock. As bad as Raiders successfully stopping the score, but the ball back in the possession of this Dwarven team. Oh, Baron Bucky, thank you very much. I appreciate it. 1-die block on Soy Rogers. This is not going to work out. That's going to be a turnover. Michael Myers on the blitz. No, Michael Myers, no! No! Does that mean no more Halloween movies? Michael Myers, R.I.P. So the ghouls do not have regen. Oh boy. Big murder by the Dinnerbell Darlings. Soy Rogers said, get off of me. Get off of me. Blitz by Soy Rogers. Blitz by, yeah, Soy Rogers. Gets the knockdown, gets a dodge push on Shock Bowers. Gets good armor break here. See if he gets another removal. Just gets a stun out of it. There's the score, 1-0. Very well done by the Dinnerbell Darlings. Well done by both coaches. Electric Man got caught to the side. The Dinnerbell Darlings were able to push forward and get behind the defense. Really one chance for as bad as Raiders to try to stop the score. They did it. Got the ball in the hands of Kevin Bacon, but unfortunately we're not able to secure the ball. The Dinnerbell Darlings will take the lead 1-0 here in the second half, or second quarter of the game, excuse me. So the Dinnerbell Darlings will be on defense for 2 turns. And then they'll be back on defense for the second half of the game. So it's going to be 10v10 on the pitch. Dinnerbell Darlings set up their defense. They have 3 on the line spread wide. If you're new to the game of Blood Bowl, you must put at least 3 players here if you are able. You can put a maximum of 2 in these wide zones. That's these rectangles here. Everything else is fair game for your setup. One thing to note, especially for new coaches, is to just do it. Okay, Mike, thank you very much for the bits. But one thing to note, once you pick up a kicker, if you pick up a kicker, that kicker has to be set up here. He doesn't have to be set up here, but if you don't set him up here, you can't actually use the kick skill. That's something that will bite you if you're not careful. Three spread wide for the Dwarves. Kevin Bacon back in the safety position. Everyone else back here on the 8. 7 on the line here for as bad as Raiders. 2 wideouts. And then both of the blitzers back to receive the ball. Here's the kick. Quick snap. Rolls a 1 on the D3. 4 players who aren't marked can move 1 space. Or 1 space anywhere, really. But oh, don't worry about Nightbot, Baron Bucky. Don't worry about Nightbot. Nightbot's just being rude. It's I haven't fixed Nightbot. Here, I'll post it for you. There you go. I hope I didn't just link to something tawdry. Three die block by Max to get this drive started. Yeah, so remember when I did the Windows 11 update? The 24H2 update, it screwed up everything right before the stream. And I couldn't hear sound alerts. I fixed that. What ended up happening was, for whatever reason, after the update, the one audio I have virtual audio devices, and the one audio device got renamed, and the old device doesn't exist but is still enumerated. So OBS was set to the old device, which doesn't exist anymore, and I had to change it to the new one. It was so weird. No, 2001 Space Odyssey jokes. Fair enough. Three turns to score. As bad as Raiders can do it, it'll be tough, but they can do it. 3-die blitz over on the left outer linebacker, let's call it. No, let's call that. That's actually was the left defensive end. Gets a push out of this. No follow-up, doesn't want the mummy to be locked down. As bad as Raiders back on the bonus clock. They have 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Three plus pickup works out. And they're going to advance this ball to their own 4-yard line. Hands off to Shock Bowers. Good handoff. 3 plus on the catch. A handoff is just a catch roll. So edge of 3 plus. It's a 3 plus catch with no marks. A handoff significantly less risky than a pass, but it is one of your once per turn actions. If you look at this bar at the bottom of the screen here, these are all the actions you can take. The one on the left, this is moving or blocking. You can do that with as many players as you want. These 4 here, you can only do once per turn. So one player can blitz One player can foul, one player can pass, and one player can hand off. So you can't pass the ball and pass the ball again, or hand off and hand off again. But if you need to go all... One thing to keep in mind for new coaches is that a throw teammate pass is still your one pass. So if you have, say, an ogre and a halfling, and you want to chuck the halfling, that's your pass. So you can't then pass the ball, and you can't pass before then either. Turn 7 now for the Dinnerbell Darlings. They have 2 rerolls remaining. They're in the lead 1-0. Doug the Minotaur saving Laurie Strode from Michael Myers. I'm sure she's very happy about that. Fun story. So I used to play fighting games competitively, and one of the tournaments I would go to is called Evo. And one year I was there, and there was a lady dressed up like Vega from Street Fighter, had the Vega mask and everything. I thought it was cool. Didn't think anything of it. When I got home, I learned that Jamie Lee Curtis's son was participating in Evo. She went with him, and she was Vega. That's awesome. I mean, I must have walked past her like 8 times. I remember once I was eating my lunch and I'm like, oh, no, excuse me. Excuse me, Jamie Lee Curtis. Just eating my lunch. Turn 7 for as bad as Raiders. It did. It very much did. I thought it was clever. Did I block on Fran? Gets a POW out of this. Has to end this turn in scoring position. The dwarves setting up columns. Another death! Another death! Another death! Another death! Killed a dwarf! And because he's a he's an undead team. Because he's an undead team, only certain pieces can't be rezzed. He resurrects that player to play for his team. Fran, now playing for as bad as Raiders. Congratulations on the contract signing. I wish you the best of luck with your new team. Oh, Gamer Mike, thank you for the bits. Spire demanding death and got it. Iron Cynic says rigged. What is dead may never die. Three. Oh, I don't like this. Fraud's dead over here, but also a zombie here. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. New zombie off a free agent contract. That's right. That's right. You get killed on one team, they're like, I'm not doing this again. I'm playing for them. I'm playing for the killing team. Thank you very much. So that's the trade-off. Any team with regen, they can't bring an apothecary, and that's because if they kill someone, I'm going to say a quote-unquote normal player. There are certain players that can't res for the team, but they kill someone, that team will resurrect as a zombie for the team with regen, so undead or necro teams, and you get to use it immediately. Spire says, welcome to Team Fraud, or as we shall call you, Michael Myers. Oh no! He's one space out from scoring with shock powers. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, very unfortunate here. It's one space out from scoring. It's not going to be able to get there unless the Dinnerbell Darlings let it happen in some bizarre way. It would have to be a push, a chain block, which is just not going to happen. That's really unfortunate. Hand off to whom, though? Like, he can't get there with number 8. Can't get there with number 5. That's all right, though. That's all right. We'll be on offense to start the second half of the game. We'll see if they try to score early or not, if they're going to play for the win or play for the draw. Here's the blitz back at the center pitch. Failed the rush. Spent a reroll to get the POW on Aiden Nono. 8+ breaks armor. Kevin Bacon, you coward. You absolute coward. This team needs your leadership, your guidance, your support, and you're just running away. You're all cowards! Every last one of you! Baron Bucky says, in his defense, it's hard to count squares on this pitch with the speckled background. Yeah, even, I mean, it's easy to make this mistake regardless, I think, but you're absolutely right. Turn 8 for as bad as Raiders. They're not going to be able to get on the board here. So it's really just about taking some blocks, taking a blitz, and calling it a half. Fouling's an option as well. Here we go. 2-die blitz. Double pals. 9+ breaks armor on Queso Bill. Can we see another dwarf removal? Not this time. Trey Stucker on the next block. This will be a 2-die block against Sunday Kid. Double pals yet again. This time needs a 10+. Gets nothing out of it. I believe that's all the blocks. Has an opportunity to blitz. Can also foul. Probably ends the turn with a pass for some SPP as well. Iron Cynic says, once you start studying one-turn touchdowns and you know how many squares forward you need for the movement, yeah. It's always, there's the foul, tries to get the removal, doesn't get anything substantial out of it, but does not get called off the pitch. Yeah, it's good for a new player, for everyone to know, really. There's 13 spaces between the line of scrimmage and the end zone, or from the line of scrimmage to the end zone. Does the handoff just to show he could have done it. 2 rushes. Boy, show it off with the risks. But that'll be it for the first half. 1-0, the Dinnerbell Darlings in the lead. They're going to be on defense to start the second half of this game. And as bad as Raiders will have another opportunity to get on the board here. Dinnerbell Darlings is set up with the exact same defensive formation. We'll see if the offense remains the same as well. Bad Dog rooting for this offense. Wants to see them get on the board here. All right. Number 5 and number 3. A ghoul runner and a blitzer back to receive. Decent middling kick here. Brilliant coaching. Who got it? Dinnerbell Darlings. Dinnerbell Darlings get an extra reroll. They're up to 4 for the game now. Just like in the old version of the rules, the pre-Blood Bowl 2020 or Blood Bowl second season edition rules, the assistant coaching or brilliant coaching kickoff event can give you an extra reroll. You take your assistant coaches, you add a D6. Whoever has a higher number gets the reroll. But the cheerleaders do not work the same. Cheering fans used to do the same thing, except you added your cheerleaders instead. This time they give you a prayer on the prayer to Nuffles table. And they can do all sorts of things, from increasing your stats to putting traps on the pitch to having moles under the pitch. Ball on the 12-yard line after the kick. Blocks on the line taken. One player knocked down, 2 pushed back. Good pickup by the Ghoul. Shock Bowers advances the ball to the 6-yard line now. I hate this. I hate how he's dead. He's dead and also on the pitch. Where is he? Where are you, Fran? There he is. You can't be there, Fran, and also here. Turn 9 back to the Darlings. Their first turn of the second half. The rest of the Dwarven team looking at Fran in disgust. They're like, you turncoat. You traitor. How dare you? We'll kill you again. It's like looking into a very sad mirror. It's like, oh, I used to be that. Oh. Darlings to stand up their left defensive end. Queso Bill shifting this line to the left, trying to stay in front of the ball carrier. Bad Dog says, foul with their former teammate to establish dominance. They won't know what hit him. Fran, is that you? Fran, you used to go to game night with me. Fran, it's me, your buddy, Gravy Crockett. You were at my son's bar mitzvah. Fran, please. Should have let him win game night. Turn 10 for as bad as Raiders. Dwarves staying right in front of this undead team, keeping their formation together. Dwarves like to stay grouped up. If you're new to our league, the way our season is structured, we have 3 open competitions a season and an invitational at the end. That invitational is the championship competition. The top 2 teams, finishing teams of each competition earn a spot in the invitational, and then a number of other teams may earn a spot as well, depending on how the bracket shapes up. We had 11 teams qualify for the invitational at the end of last season. No coach has to wait in all 3 opens, although you are more than welcome to. You don't even need to field the same team for all 3 opens. You can field different teams and try to qualify with different teams. A coach can only qualify highest placed team. Otherwise, they choose which one. if life gets in the way, we have a and they can work the game around like fun shouldn't be not fun. You're right. Yeah, I'm sorry, Einstein. It's because I keep lifting my foot off the pedal. I'm sorry. But pretty good format, and because of the format, because of the structure of the format, you don't have to play all 3 opens to qualify for the Blood Bowl. We had BB Nutt played, I think, the Spike Magazine Trophy and the Dungeon Bowl, qualified for the Blood Bowl. We had JD Whitey play the Dungeon Bowl only and qualified for the Blood Bowl. So it's a lot of fun. If you'd like to play with us, you can go to our Discord, and when the next competition begins, just say, "Hey, Ava, I wanna play the next competition. What do I do?" And I'll get you on the list. And when the next competition starts, I will send you all the information personally in a Discord DM and get you going. It's pretty easy to do. But this game is fun. If you've never played Blood Bowl before, I highly encourage you to play. It's super duper duper fun. This is one of those games that, it looks, when you're a new coach, it looks random, right? You're like, oh, there's all these dice, and it's just a dice game, and you can be diced. But there's so much agency in this game that better players win more consistently than weaker players. And I really like that about this game, because it means you can formulate strategies and tactics, and if the dice don't go your way, you have to have a contingency plan. You have to have something in place to protect against that sort of that situation, which means there's even more decision making involved, and that extends to your team composition and the faction choice, and it's a lot of fun. And right, there's so much going on in this game. It can be a little daunting to learn at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's great. But the best part to me about Blood Bowl is, if you're a brand new coach, you go into a Blood Bowl game, you don't know what you're doing. Maybe you lose because a goblin took a cleat to your face. Or maybe you lose because Cindy Piewhistle chucked a bomb at you and you caught it and threw it back at her, but the pass was inaccurate and you blew up your blitzer. I mean, that's just fun. It is hard to be mad. Well, it's not hard to be mad, but it's, when you're playing a game when someone can slip and fall on moles under the pitch, or can pick up their team and throw it at you like a ballistic missile. I mean, that's just super fun. It's a really fun game. Turn 11 now for As Bad as Raiders. Dwarven team after the offense shifted in this left wide zone. That was the cue for the Dwarven team to start trying to encircle the offense. If they do that, it does 2 things for them, right? Obviously, the offense can go in these directions, but now can no longer go here. But what it also means is that the defense doesn't have to defend this entire pitch. Instead, they can defend half the pitch. And when you defend half the pitch, that means you have half your players left over. What do you do with those? You can double them up and make it even that much stronger, or you have options, right? You can start to encircle the defense. Like it's very important, I think, in this game, especially on offense, to try to keep your options open for as long as possible. The minute you commit to one of these sides or commit to an action, your opponent's going to pounce on that, and then you're just going to have a long, grueling fight to get out of that. Knockout on the blitz. Has a cage set up on their own 4-yard line just inside the left wide zone. That'll be the turn. Turn 11 now for the Darlings. 1 blitz, a little bit of repositioning, and that's it. Dinnerbell Darlings in turn 11. A massive 4 rerolls, thanks to Nuffle himself. One die block on the number 11 lineman is a skull. We'll have to re-roll that. This works out due to the block skills. Soy Rogers on the block. Dinnerbell Darlings using that re-roll Nuffle provided. Gets the knockdown on Dig a Hole. Old Gamer Mike says, do either team have a high fan count? I don't remember. I'm sorry. Is there a place to look? There it is. 5 and 5. Got a KO. Good removal here. So now we're all tied up on the pitch. 9v9. No, we're not tied up on the pitch. It's a one-man player advantage. Oh, the death is screwed with me. All right, so they've lost 2. They've lost 2 but gained 1. So it's a one-man player advantage for the undead team. Spire says, I just started playing Blood Bowl at the beginning of last season. Everyone here has been welcoming. Oh, thank you very much. That's one of our goals with the league is, you know, we actually wrote out sort of a mission statement, so to speak. And not only do I want to play Blood Bowl, right, that's fun, but we want to be good stewards of the game, and we want to make it fun for others, and we want newcomers to not be intimidated. Again, I used to play various games competitively, and it can be very, very intimidating for new players to come into like a 1v1 competitive game, because, you know, people don't want to look foolish. Nobody likes losing. And, you know, if you come into an environment where, you know, newcomers are berated, then you get no new players. And, you know, as a fan of the game, I want new players. I want to play a whole bunch of people. So, thank you for the kind words. 2-die blitz. Well, I'm sorry, 1-die blitz. Had to spend a reroll here. Down to 2 rerolls. Broke armor though. Got the injury. Well done. Well done. All tied up now. In terms of player count. Dwarves with a mark on the ball. Queso Bill marking the back left corner of the ball carrier currently. Regen, fake skill. There's the 2-die blitz with the mummy. Gets a pal on Butch Casserole. Looks like he'll be staying put here. Might follow up to mark the Troll Slayer. So he'll stay put. Try to keep a tight cage going. No armor break. Currently a 3+ dodge with the free reroll with the dodge skill. The dodge skill does 2 things for you in this game. One, it allows you to re-roll for free, so you don't have to use a team reroll. Re-roll a failed dodge. The other thing it does is it makes the defender stumbles result. That's the exclamation point on the block dice. You get to treat it, if that gets rolled against you, you get to treat it as if it were a push instead. So it's a very, very strong skill. You'll often see it paired with the block skill here, and that's because block plus dodge, you'll often hear that referred to as blodge. If you have that combo, then there is only one face on the block die that can knock you down. That's the POW, barring some other skill. So it's a very, very potent combination. 2 of the very best skills in the game. Kevin Bacon hiding behind his dwarf brethren. Shameful. Roll the skull. That's a turnover. He didn't roll a skull at all. What am I talking about? Final turn of the 3rd quarter coming up. The Dwarves have successfully encircled the offense. The offense now has to fight their way out. It could. Shameful. You mean smart. You saw what happened to Ford. Could try maybe blitzing here. You could dodge through, but I think he's a little too far away to do that because you can get no protection on the ball, and then the doors will just eat him up. Okay, Mike says that everyone loves crispy bacon. Everyone does love crispy bacon. There was a Dwarf team early in the league, I think it was season 1, where the Dwarf coach had put a ton of points, a ton of SVP into their runner. And the runner's name was Araraz. And then a coach fireballed Araraz and killed him. It was the most amazing thing ever. Frenzy follow-up here gets a foul on number 5. SVP versus too soon. That's it for the third quarter. Fourth and final quarter begins as bad as Raiders have the ball caged up on the opposing 2-yard line. They have just one reroll remaining. They are down 0-1. 3 minutes, 17 seconds left on their bonus clock. They have 4 turns to try to get this ball in and try to prevent the other team from scoring in order to win with a draw. Okay, Mike asks, does any other teams have a win rate near as high as Dwarfs? You mean all time? 2-die block on General So gets a pal here, looking for a 9+ to break armor. All time, yes. So, well, sort of. So, Brett technically has a win rate that's close. The Dwarfs have a 68.7% win rate. Brett has a 68.4%. But the number of games played by Brett is much lower than the Dwarves. So if we normalize that for games played, Wood Elves are the next best at 64.2. One die block against Queso Bill is a skull. Spends the final reroll into a skull again. Oh, big loss on the corner of the cage here. Double skulls burn through the final team reroll. And now the Dwarves are going to try to murder a ghoul. Apparently has a 1-die block with the block skill. SP Beaver says, Lizards have the most league points by far. I think that is absolutely true. Yeah, Lizards have... So league points are the points you earn for wins and draws. You get 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw. Lizards have 202 points. 202 points versus Dwarves with 149. Here's that 1-die blitz. Gets a push on Shock Bowers. Will he spend a reroll here to get the knockdown? He'll be okay with the push. We'll follow up. Unafraid of the mummies. Two-die block against Aiden Nono. Gets a push I'm sorry, gets a knockdown here. Looking for an 8+. Twitch Casserole free to move. And moves right in front of this offensive contingent. The offense basically broken down to 3 pieces. The Ghoul Runner, the current ball carrier, and the 2 mummies on either side. One die block on Jacoby Deers. Gets a pow here. Gets a knockdown, I should say. Trey Stucker gets knocked down as well, looking for a 9+. Doors want to block. That's what they do. That's what they want to do. Gets a stun. That's a very good stun. Very good stun here. So this blitzer out for a turn. This lineman has 1 point of movement before rushing. Turn 14 for as bad as Raiders now. Three turns left in the ball game. As bad as Raiders desperately trying to get on the ball, or on the board rather. Takes a mark with that downed lineman, Bait Hobbs. That's going to mark Queso Bill. Remember, these mummies, they might have blocks, but they don't have the block skill, and no rerolls remaining. Here's that first roll. Got a pow out of it. This gives a lane for the Ghoul Runner to come out here. Does just that. 3+ by the Ghoul Runner. He's going for the pass. Oh, the failed pass. That was a big pass attempt. You can see how risky it is. You got to roll the pass. You've got to roll for pass interference. You've got to roll for the catch. And passing generally is not easy from the get-go with the new passing trait. Or passing attribute. Characteristic, I think is what they call it. So, in the game, Gravy Crockett freed up. Probably going to be on the blitz. Has an assist with Kevin Bacon. .26 seconds left on the clock for the Dinnerbell Darlings. Here's the blitz. One die blitz. Gets a push. Didn't want the assist with Kevin Bacon. Wants to move Kevin Bacon on the ball, it seems. Follow up into a both standing result. That'll be just fine. Now Kevin Bacon going for the 3+ ball pickup. Fails the pickup. Succeeds on the free reroll thanks to sure hands. And will rush behind the Troll Slayer. Well done by the Dinnerbell Darlings. on the bonus clock here. Both teams down to the 3-minute mark on their bonus clock. Dodges away. General So on the 3+ dodge. Takes a mark on Aiden Nono. Good 50-50 dodge by the big Ragu, but fails the rush. Has to spend a reroll down to 1 reroll for the game. Trying to tag as many players as possible, forcing this team, this undead team with no rerolls remaining, to roll some dice. Shock Bowers on a dodge will get a free reroll. 2-die block by Diablo gets a push against Butch Casserole. I bought some apples at the grocery store the other day. That was a terrible mistake. I love apples, but they are not in season, and they very much taste that way. They're awful. I mean, they're not awful. They're fine. They're just not. They're not great. I don't really eat a whole lot of fruits. I eat a ton of vegetables. I don't eat a whole lot of fruits. I'll eat apples and watermelons. I mean, I like lots of fruits. I just don't really put them in anything. But I put vegetables in everything. 3+ dodge on the blitz on Kevin Bacon. 1-die blitz. That's a knocked down Kevin Bacon. 9+ breaks armor here. No armor break. Where does the ball bounce? It bounces 1 space back. Holy moly. 1-die block on General So is going to be a pal. General So knocked down. If it's not an armor break, it's just 2 MA remaining. Very good game played by both coaches here tonight. 3+ on the pickup. Fails the pickup. Who greased this ball? The ball bounces 1 space back yet again. Now on the 12-yard line. The Dinnerbell Darlings 12-yard line. Turn 15 for the Darlings. Still has... Well done. Still has bacon grease on it. Kevin Bacon, come on, man. You're supposed to carry paper towels for exactly this reason. 2-die blitz on Shock Bowers. Gets the knockdown thanks to the block skill here. Really wants an armor break. He's got the armor break. Very well done. And it's a removal, even better. Didn't need to go that far, but it's cool. Chances of recovering this ball and scoring are now decreasing with every action here with the Dinnerbell Darlings. Another pal on Colton Thriller. Another armor break. Huge armor break. He's out too. I think that's everyone. Aiden Nono, he's the last one left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 spaces away. Comes down. It's the only way this game ends in a draw. Spire praying to Nuffle. Here we go. Turn 16 for as bad as Raiders. They've got to score this turn. The only one who can do it is Aiden Nono. And it is quite the uphill attempt. -2 on the pickup. Well, dodge first to a -2 on the pickup, -2 dodge to another -2 dodge to a positive dodge to 2 rushes. I believe in you, Aiden. I believe in you. But do you believe in Nuffle? That's the question. Is your heart with Nuffle? Probably blitzes. Boy, I don't know who. I don't know who you blitz. Double pound Soy Rogers. I mean, it's going to have to be General So, I guess. Gets 2 SPP on a mummy. He'll take it. He'll absolutely take that. Oh, boy. Oppa's going to be spent here, I imagine. Yeah, no, he takes the injury. So Soy Rogers has a broken arm. Well, you know what? Broken arm. You can still play with a broken arm. You were never passing anyway. Three doors down, yeah. They're going to create a band with that name. 27 seconds left for as bad as Raiders. It's just a question of the blitz, and I think the blitz is going to have to be here. Five seconds left on the clock, but still 3 minutes, 16 seconds left on the... 3 minutes, 13 seconds on the bonus clock. Plenty of time to math out this turn and decide how this action order should go. There'd be a surf on Bait Haas, but that is of ill importance. It's all about trying to get on the board here. Viewer said, I think he had to hand off with that skeleton. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my goodness, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Here's the blitz. It's coming on the right side. 2 die blitz. Got the pal and Sunday Kid. Where's the white? I think I'm missing the white. This guy here. So it's going to be Trey Stucker on the handoff. So this was what the deliberation was about. Failed to pick up. Doesn't even matter. Good attempt. I didn't even see that. Well done. Well played by Electrics, man. That was the play to do. And it didn't work out. It was going to be an uphill. It was going to be a difficult play to make regardless. We'll see the surf here in turn 16. The Dinnerbell Darlings are going to win this one 1-0. Boy, what a final turn this was. This was very well played by both coaches. This was a lot of fun to watch. This is a great game. Electrics man Drew dug the Minotaur here in week 2. Had a or not Drew. by luck of the draw, faced off against Doug the Minotaur here in week 2. Doug the Minotaur, former league champion. Electrics Man had a bye in week 1. And that'll be it. Will Gravy Crockett stay alive? He will. 1-0 the final of this game. Boy, that was a lot of fun. Very well done to both coaches. And with that, the Dinnerbell Darlings will remain in second place by just 1 touchdown. If you're unfamiliar with our league, our competition format, you get ranked in your division by, first you get ranked by league points. You get 3 for a win, 1 for a draw. If that is still a tie, it's who beat whom. So if Odin and Snuffle and Dinnerbell Darlings had played each other and one had defeated the other, they would break the tie. If it's still a draw after that, you go to TD differential. So you can see there that that's your TDs for minus your TDs against. For the Dinnerbell Darlings, that is 3 plus 3. For Odin and Snuffles plus 4. That's why they're ranked in first ahead of the Dinnerbell Darlings. If that was tied, the final tiebreaker is how many TDs you've scored. 4, for example, would beat 3, so they would be ranked ahead. If it's still tied after that, it is just tied unless there needs to be a tiebreaker, such as determining the cut to top 8. Then there'd be a playoff match, playoff game for that. So that'll do it for tonight. What a fun game that was. A fun 2 1/4 games tonight. Let's take a look at the schedule before we leave. All right, that'll do it for week 2. We have all games have been played. There's one more game that's going to be played. It's this weekend. It's a extension game due to one of the coaches having to move, which is no problem at all. But after that game gets played, week 3 will begin to be scheduled. And when that game gets scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. This game is a ton of fun. You could punch Kevin Bacon in the face. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until week 3, everybody, take care and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening.